Hello, this is White Coat Curiosities, and I bet you $5 you didn't know that Ozempic originally come from a lizard saliva. A lizard saliva changed everything. Scientists discovered a peptide in the Gila monster that will revolutionize medicine for about 500 million of diabetics and help millions to lose weight. Today, billionaires like Elon Musk are openly using. Pharmacies are born now, and the science behind that absolutely fascinating. Stick around because we are breaking down everything you need to know about GLP-1, the medication that transforming how we treat diabetes and obesity. First things first, GLP-1 stands for glucagon-like peptide 1. It sounds complicated, right? But it's more simple than you think. GLP-1 is a natural hormone your body produces specifically in your small intestine. This hormone has a very important job. After you eat something, your intestine releases GLP-1 to communicate with your pancreas and your brain. GLP-1 does several things at the same time. It tells your pancreas to release insulin. It reduces the release of glucagon. It travels to brain and tells it, hey, you're satisfied, you can stop eating now. It's like you have a natural supervisor in your body, keeping everything in balance. Now here's come the problem. The natural GLP-1 in your body has a very short life. It breaks down just in 2 minutes. That means the effects fade quicker. For decades, scientists saw, what if we could create a version that lasts longer? That was the beginning of this whole story. The history is fascinating. Everything begins in the 70s with German researchers. They discovered GLP-1 hormone, but it would take decades before they could use it as a medication. In the 80s and the 90s, scientists understood the role of this hormone in your body, but the big challenge was they couldn't keep it active. It broke down too quickly. Now here comes the incredible part. Researchers discovered something extraordinary. In the saliva of the Gila monster, a venomous lizard from the Arizona desert, there was a peptide called Exidin-4 that had very effects similar to GLP-1. And the best part is the Exidin-4 didn't break down so quickly as natural GLP-1. Scientists had just found the blueprint for the solution in nature, so they created a synthetic version of this lizard peptide. That version was called Exatidine, was sold as Bayeta, an injection twice a day. But scientists don't stop there. They keep improving these molecules. They create more potent versions with longer durations. Dulaglutida, a weekly injection, tirazepida, Mounjaro, a weekly injection, but this is the one is even more potent because it acts on two receptors simultaneously. Each version was more effective, more convenient to use, and with more dramatic results. Now let's get to the point everyone wants to know. Why does so much weight loss happen in people taking GLP-1? The main mechanism actually directly on the brain, specifically in a region called hypothalamus, which is the control center of many things in your body, and with those functions is precisely hunger and satiety. When you take GLP-1 agonists, it decreases appetite. The medication intensifies signal of reduced hunger. Literally, you feel less hungry. It increases satiety. You feel more quickly and for longer with smaller portions. You are satisfied. Also, it reduces cravings, specifically craving for ultra-processed food and sugar. The medication modulates the gut brain axis that regulates food reward. It's like you have a brake applied to your hunger accelerator. But there is another equally important mechanism. It's a slow down digestion. GLP-1 makes your stomach empty more slowly. This means food stays in your stomach longer, which keeps you feeling hunger, stabilizes your blood sugar level, produces the urgency to eat again soon. It puts a slow speed limiter on your digestion. But there is something deeper happening. GLP-1 also affects how your brain processes the food reward. In people with obesity, the brain's reward system is altered. Food is processed as a reward more intensely. GLP-1 normalizes this, making your brain not to see ultra-processed food as irresistible. This is particularly important because it means the medication doesn't just reduce calories through physical recitation, eating less because there is no room, but it changes the physiological perception of food. How much weight do people lose? The numbers are really dramatic because depend of what GLP-1 you are using. With liraglutide, average weight loss of 8% of body weight. With semaglutide, like Wegovy, weight loss of 20% over 68 weeks. With tirzepatide, like Mounjaro, even greater weight loss. Some studies show that 21 and 22% of body weight. To put this in a perspective way, a person weighing 100 kilos would lose between 8 and 20 kilos. That is considered as scientifically proven. But there is something very important that people need to know. When you stop taking the medication, the effects fades. Most people regain weight and stop taking the medication. Appetite returns, brain reverse mechanisms active. It's similar to taking blood pressure medication. If you have high blood pressure and take the medication, your pressure goes down. But if you stop taking it, it goes back up. This doesn't mean the disease disappears, it means it was being treated at that moment. And GLP-1 are more effective when combined with lifestyle changes, regular physical activity, healthier eating, and physiological support. Now let's get to the key point. Insulin resistance. This is a concept you need to understand because many people don't know if they have it yet. Insulin is a key hormone produced by the pancreas. Its job is to act as a key that allows sugar to enter cells in your body to be used as energy. When everything works well, you eat food with carbohydrates. They break it down into glucose. Glucose rises in your blood. Your pancreas releases insulin. Insulin opens the doors of your cells, letting glucose enter the cells and uses as energy. Perfect, right? But there is a problem that affects millions. In people with insulin resistance, cells don't respond correctly to insulin. It's like the key no longer fits in the lock. What's happened then? You eat food with carbohydrates, they break down into glucose, glucose rises blood sugar, and your pancreas releases insulin. But the cell is ignoring the insulin. The key doesn't work. Glucose doesn't enter your cells and it accumulates in the blood. This is called hyperglycemia. Your body is desperate now, so your pancreas produces more insulin, hoping it will work. Eventually, this overwhelms the pancreas, and the result is type 2 diabetes, unfortunately. And you are probably wondering what causes insulin resistance. There are several factors: obesity, especially with abdominal or visceral fat, sedentary lifestyle, poor diet, chronic stress and inflammation, and obviously genetic factors. Interestingly, excess of fat, particularly in the abdominal area, causes inflammation. This inflammation damages cells' ability to respond to insulin. It's a cycle. More fat, more inflammation. More insulin resistance, more difficulty of losing weight. Here is where GLP-1s come in a very smart way. GLP-1 doesn't just help with weight loss, it also directly improves insulin sensitivity. It stimulates insulin secretion at the right time. GLP-1 ensures insulin is released at the exact same moment it's needed, in the right amount. It's smarter, it reduces the glucagon production. Glucagon is a hormone that releases blood sugar, and GLP-1 reduces it especially when it's not needed. It reduces inflammation. Weight loss also reduces visceral fat and associated inflammation. Once you reduce your fat, you reduce inflammation, and the cells begin to responding better to insulin again. It restores the function of pancreatic beta cells. The pancreas has especially cells, beta cells. In insulin resistance, these cells we are getting exhausted from overwork, and GLP-1 protects them and helps to restoring them. So GLP-1 is attacking the problem from multiple angles simultaneously. And some studies found something impressive. A study showed that GLP-1 is not only controlling your blood sugar and causing weight loss, they also reduce cardiovascular events, fewer heart attacks, fewer stroke, and better kidney health. Why? Because when you improve insulin resistance, you reduce systematic inflammation, improve your lipid profile, lower your blood pressure. It's like you are preventing multiple diseases at the same time. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Why do so many celebrities use this? The shift is really accelerated when prominent figures start talking openly about it. And here is the most iconic case. In October of 2022, Elon Musk, the world's richest person, was photographed on a yacht in Mykonos. He didn't look he used to. When people start making memes and joking about it, Musk respond with honesty on his social work X. He said, "To be honest, it's good motivation to exercise, eat healthy, and maybe take a shift off more than once in a year." But then he revealed his secret. Fasting and Wegovy. That was like a fatality in Mortal Kombat. Everyone wanted to know what the Wegovy was. But Elon's story doesn't end there. More recently, in December of 2024, Elon Musk shared a photo of himself dressed as Santa Claus on X. He captioned the photo, Ozempic Santa. Then he clarified technically it's a Mounjaro, but it doesn't have the same ring on to it. Why did he switch? Elon Musk believed that he originally tried Ozempic, but experienced side effects that made him switch to Mounjaro, which he apparently tolerates better. But there is an important part here. Elon was vocal. Nothing would do more to improve the health, lifespan, and quality of life than Americans than making GLP-1 inhibitors super cheap to the poor. Elon isn't the only one. Many celebrities have spoken openly. Kim Kardashian, Young, Kelly Clarkson, Amish Masher, Brooks Nader, etc. What is interesting is these aren't necessarily fitness influencers. They are real people who decide to talk about their experiences in a transparent way. Why do celebrities use it? They have several reasons. The first one is they can afford it. It's not cheap, it costs $1,000s per month. And the entertainment industry is brutal about physical appearances, but versus the visibility works. And for someone busy, a weekly injection is more manageable than extreme diets. But as always happens, there was also an important aspect. When celebrities speak openly, it reduces the stigma, and it's no longer something shameful or cheating, it's a medical tool. Here's come the downside. The popularity of GLP-1, it has a global shortage. Originally, this medication was approved for type 2 diabetes. People with genetic diabetes needed this medication to live, but now people without diabetes using to lose weight. TikTokers promote their use, and pharmacies run out of stock. In Spain, for example, Ozempic was shortage for 42 weeks in the 2024. This is a real ethical problem. A grandmother with type 2 diabetes can get her medication because pharmacies run out because of people who can afford it uses all the supplies to get in shape. This is incredible one. It's important to remember that this medication saves life for diabetes people. They should be accessible for those patients first. Now let's talk about reality. GLP-1 have side effects like every other medication. They are not magical without consequence. The most common one is gastrointestinal side effects like nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, abdominal discomfort, or loss of appetite, which is the most common. These are particularly common during doses increases. Most people adapt after a few days or weeks, but not everyone. And for me, this is a warning to you. Amy Schumer, the comedian, tried Ozempic in 2022, but said it made her feel so sick that she didn't continue. So think about it. That is why it's critical that they're only taken under medical supervision. Please. GLP-1 it should not be used in people with personal or family history of thyroid cancer, people with history of pancreatitis obviously, and pregnant women, people with certain kidney problems, and those allergic to different components. This underscores why medical supervision is absolutely essential, please. Now let's talk about the money. GLP-1 is very expensive. In the United States, Wegovy costs approximately $1,100. Ozempic costs around $1,000, and Mounjaro is very similar. For many people, this is very expensive. That's why the political debate matters. Biden proposed that Medicare and Medicaid cover this medication for people with obesity. This will completely change the game. For the record, I don't want to be of any political problem. So, who should consider GLP-1? Definitely, if you have type 2 diabetes, significant obesity with comorbidities like high blood pressure, sleep apnea, etc., and prediabetes. But here's what's important. This should be decided by you and your doctor, not your TikTok or another celebrity, not even me. I want to be very clear. GLP-1 are not a replacement for healthy lifestyles. They are a tool that make it easier to adapt a healthy lifestyle. The best approach is nutrition, movement, sleep, stress, and medication if it's necessary as a support tool. It's not GLP-1 alone, it's GLP-1 plus lifestyle. And here is my final thought as a medical student. There is no cheating in using medication. If you have diabetes, you use insulin. If you have high blood pressure, you use medication. If you have depression, you use antidepressants. And similarly, if you have insulin resistance or obesity, using a medication that helps to you is a responsible medicine, not weakness. But it's also important to remember it's not for everyone. It has risks, it requires medical supervision, and is more effective with lifestyle change. And there is a shortage of affecting those who genuinely need it. Well, that was all you need to know about GLP-1s from the lizard saliva to Elon Musk on Twitter. It's been a fascinating journey through science. If this video helped you to understand better this topic, please like and subscribe and share with someone who could benefit from this information. Do you have questions about GLP-1 or any other health topic you'd like to cover? Drop in the comments. Here, White Coat Curiosity, we are always listening to you. Thank you for joining us, and remember, real medicine is information. See you in the next video. Take care, White Coat family. Bye bye, summer we can ball.